Alrighty, hello. This is just going to be a super quick, not really try-hard tutorial for Keytus on console, just to kind of explain that it's not as bad as you might think. It's still really difficult, but it's not that bad. So, I guess we're just not going to have audio. Because I don't want to balance audio. So what you're going to do movement-wise when you're doing it in a run is you're going to want to aggro him as early as you can while still being able to get to the position. And this is about where I aggro him so I can balance speed and safety, give myself enough time to go fast, but also line up the trick. And then I'm going to come over to... this is kind of a bad, blurry spot. I was moving my camera. This is a little bit better. I'm going to try to go right around here and land in between this triangle portion here. There's also a little black dot that you can use as a visual cue in this spot if you want to use that instead, but just generally speaking, just around here. Don't go down here, don't go over here, don't go up here, just in this general spot. All of these locations work. You really don't have to do too much finicky movement. Just be here. And you'll see that when I get here. This is about where I'm lining up at. And you're going to wait until the dog starts barking and like re-aggros at you. So that way you know his angle is set correctly. And then once he aggros at you, you're going to double jump and hold directly up on the D-pad. And you're going to do like a full double jump, like jump, get as much distance and height as you can. And then right before you land, you're just going to let go so you don't move at all. And before you do that, an important step that I missed is you want to make sure that your camera is lined up so that way when you do, you're kind of going towards this portion. If Sly goes and he's running towards this part, it's too much. You're not going to get the trick. And if you go past like this halfway point, you also won't get the trick. So you're going to want to make sure that you're going around here. And this is also not very finicky. This is pretty simple as well. There used to be, you do a bunch of like ridiculous setup to do all this, but it's not that bad. So remember the positioning while you're waiting for the dog to re-aggro. Take a little bit of time to line it up so that way Sly will go in this direction. Just kind of visualize like an invisible line and just, you'll get the feel for it down. If you want to take time to set it up, you can, but, that will lose time. So just line it up. It's not that bad. Trust in Zenthro. I promise I'm not leading you astray. And then dog aggros, hold forward, do a quick double jump, or not a quick, but a long double jump and land. And now here you're going to wait until he snaps back. This is also a little bit of a feel kind of thing, but it's really simple. Do it a couple times and you'll immediately have the timing down. It's really not that bad. When you're ready to start moving forward, like into our ending position, you're going to hold up and right on the D-pad, and you're going to hold up and right on the D-pad the entire time until a certain point. And I'll detail that too. So I'm going to hold up right on the D-pad. And you'll notice down here, when he snaps back, he has this little like head shaking animation. And I wish I could like move this like slower. But you notice how like he shakes his head to what would be to the right, his left, but to the right here once. And then my recording's not going to show it properly. But he does it about 3 times. It looks like. Something like that. But when he shakes his head to the right the last time, then the next time that, like, as soon as he does that, that's when you want to hold up on the D-pad. So you're going to go from holding up and right, and you're not going to let go of anything. You're just going to roll your thumb off of right and just start holding directly up at that time. And if you timed it right, and this is the hardest part, the only part that's not simple, is getting this timing down. It's difficult, but it's not finicky or stupid. It's just hard. But if you get the timing right, you should get the launch. And now this is the part where it's going to change a little bit from where it used to be. You used to have to like turn the camera and do all this weird stuff. But if you just keep holding up after you get launched and just let the camera move naturally, then eventually, like, you'll be able to use all that momentum, because a lot of your ability to turn happens at the start of the launch. So if you just keep holding directly up, you'll just turn enough as it is, and then once the camera finally gets back behind you, then you can switch from going up on the D-pad to right on the D-pad, and then just follow along. And now this was a really, really good launch. I did like basically everything perfect. And honestly, getting a really good launch like this is almost a bad thing, because you go too high and then you have to fall and float down, and it sucks, and you lose a little bit of time. But I mean, you would rather do the trick too good than to end up landing short and being fucked, basically. I'm gonna switch over to gameplay here really quick. Hello. And we'll go ahead and give you guys some game audio. There will be a launch that you can get that is just barely makeable. A lot of the launches that you get, like, you time it right, you have your positioning right, you'll be able to just make it, and you'll make it. Some of them, though, are going to look really short and look like you're not going to make them, but if you put in the effort while you're doing it, and you cut all the way to this side of the bus station, this invisible wall is just low enough, and you can just barely make it to where you can either land on the invisible wall or ledge grab it, and just barely save it, and then just jump down onto the bus and come over here like normal. But I've only had to do that a couple of times. The vast majority of your launches, you're going to be fine. You don't have to worry about that. But in the off chance that you do get just the really just garbage launch, then keep in mind that you can save it. It's not worth resetting right away. At least try to make it to this left portion. You might just be able to either land on it or ledge grab it, and then, you know, from there you can just come back in bounds. It'll be a little bit slower, obviously, but it beats resetting the game and, you know, having to come back and do everything again. So I hope that helps. It's also worth noting, I guess, that if you do miss the invisible wall and you don't want to reset, you can try to come down here and clip through this. But this clip is just garbage on console. I don't think we've managed to find something that works even remotely, like, as consistent enough to be called consistent. That sentence makes no sense, but you can clip here if you would like. If you want to just give a couple shots at it just to try not to reset. But bear in mind that that is not a worthy backup strat. That should be your backup. That's just like a last-ditch effort kind of thing. And from there, make sure you kill the dog. You can either grab the key, or you can do the clip, either way. But, yeah, anyways, guys, as usual, I hope this helped out. And, yeah, best of luck on adding Keytus to your speedruns. I expect to see everyone in the community doing this. Bye.